streak right now.
No way.
He said Heesang was in my chat last night. There's no way he's getting baited by the fake Heesang.
The
Yeah, he's
Larper?
just getting baited by the fake Heesang. Yeah, the Larper. No, I can't. Who are you rooting for to win the NBA championship? I don't know, ball. A pirate. No. That's a 5v3. No. I think he went 0-10 yesterday. He won some games, and now he's 0-9. I think that's the sequence of events here.
If All Gaming Global wins 3-0 against Falcons, I'm paying all my people for my OOL team $20.
These $20 bets are insane because, you know, this guy was doing $20 with his softball team as well, right? Start with Hawk. Wait, Champion Series players? Oh heavens. This is the Overwatch Champion Series guesser? Okay, sugar-free. He's a North American DPS player. It's 0. It's Rocket. They're on Timeless. It's Chopper. What? Oh wait, I'll run everything, right? Okay, Overwatch League Season 6. Hawk. Oh, swing and a miss. Asia Division. What team was... Oh god, I don't even know the divisions in this year, in Season 6, because...
It'd tell, if you use the question mark, it will tell you the divisions.
It's skewed.
I think it's a question mark at least.
A Korean Eastern Division player that is playing DPS. Question mark. Eastern Division, Dallas Fuel, Guangzhou Charge, Hangzhou Spark. Okay, wait, Shanghai Dragons was Eastern Season 6? Oh yeah, because they had the Ultra Com roster actually, right?
Yeah.
Did they have Fletter in Season 6? No.
Was he? I don't know when he was playing Tank. Or was that Season 5?
Someone has guessed Edison. Let's see if it's... Okay. You've one-tapped that or you've cheated. One of the two, but Edison works. I gotta not read the chat in this one. It could just ruin me. Alright, Season 5. Hawk. An American West player. That's not a tank. We didn't have an American DPS player.
Hydron?
Dante was a tank player. Hydron, good shout. Could be one of those guys. Not a Florida Mayhem player. Speedly? Not in Atlanta. Wait, I already guessed Atlanta. I have AIDS. I fucked it up. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. I have AIDS and not the type of AIDS that makes you good at Freya. Fuck. You can't be doing that. That's a blunder. That's a blunder.
It also can't be a DPS player, right?
Yep, double tap. It has to be a support as well, like a double blunder. Where's my engagement? Wake up, man.
So it's going to be like... So it's not RuPaul, right? Because it's not Florida. It's not Atlanta Rain. Wasn't this when UVN...
OG was on Atlanta Rain. Was he on Nixel?
OG was on Atlanta Rain.
Oh, he was on Nixel in Season 6! It's another blunder! It could be Luke Miller.
Oh, Landon's a good shout, actually.
It's fucking Rack Attack, dude.
Oh.
I have so much AIDS. Alright, back to Hawk.
You still got it, mate. You still got it.
He's always my starter. It's a Western Division Korean, not an Atlanta Rain. Could be a DPS player. Doesn't have to be Korean. It's not Patty because we're in Season 4. Fuck. West Division, non-Atlanta Rain DPS. Who the hell will we playing against that year? DPS and supports. Let's go with Violet. They're Korean, they're not Shock, they're not support. They're a DPS player, they're not on Shock. Let's look at the teams. That will refresh my memory.
Who was in it? I guess Boston. Us. The London team.
There were all these like cancer randoms, like a Victoria or something, you know, like Valentine, you know, like let's get a cancer random. Okay, we're no closer, but they're not on Boston, so that solved a lot of cancer random issues. Who was on Outlaws in season 4? Did they have some like random shit DPS? It could be Yaki.
Who was Yaki on? He could have been on Nixel as well.
He was on Mayhem. It's a Mayhem DPS. Is it what was that guy's name?
BQB.
BQB. Yeah, it could be BQB. It is BQB. There we go.
Which uses the newly developed
Hawk. He was in season 3 a little bit.
Technology.
Oh god, Atlantic
This
division,
has inherited
and it is an Atlanta
excellent
Rain player, so I guess I don't need to look at the divisions
design.
anymore.
It has incorporated
Darko,
bearings
Defran.
into the height adjustment mechanism, allowing
Wait,
easier
Darko and Defran were in
and
season
smoother
2.
adjustment to the exact design.
Who were the Koreans in season 3
The
out on
new
Atlanta Rain?
series continues
Was
to
it-
evolve,
Thinking of-
refining details to ensure players can
What
perform
they had that
their
DPS
best
player that had
consistently
AIDS,
in
and he was on a mega contract. What was his name?
Oh,
Was it
Erster?
Erster? Yeah. Okay. It's another Atlanta Rain. It's a Korean support on Atlanta Rain? Or they could be... oh no, they are Korean.
Our Korean has to be a support.
Atlanta... Who the hell... Because it was Massa, Dogman...
Oh, Iris? Was that season 4?
Oh, Hyun did come at the end of season 3, I think. Because he was there for season 4, but I think they got him in playoffs of season 3, so that's a great shout. I wasn't including him because I forgot that he came before that year. But yeah, that's mint. You've nailed that.
clean
To the
one,
cross,
that.
mate. It's like they got him for like playoffs. Season 2, Hawk was not in season 2. Gator was in season 2 though, so we'll just go to the other Atlanta Rain tank. It's an American in the Atlantic division, but they're not on Rain. Americans on these teams. Dante? No, he was a... Oh, Dante's a good shout actually, because he's on those teams and he's not a tank. There we go. Got it in 2.
No way.
Season 1, Gator wasn't in season 1. This is hard now. Let's go like Nero. Let's just go like where no man has gone before. Oh, we have struck out hard here. Okay, wait. He's in Pacific Division, so it has to be an Atlantic Division player, a season 1 player, and then not Korean. It's gonna be like one of those fucking Florida players, dude.
Oh, it's like
all those Florida
Swoosh or
players that I don't know
something.
the name. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Tavik.
Yeah, like let's go with Tavik. It's a Mayhem player, but it's
Oh,
a
fuck.
support.
And-
What were the supports names on that team? They were so shit and forgettable.
Mineral?
Someone said Zappos.
Was
Is
Mineral
Zappos a
playing?
support? Was Mineral a support? I thought Mineral was like a tank or like a manager.
No, Mineral was a Lucio. Well, he went to like manager him and GM, but he was a Lucio for a bit.
I don't think
but
he
can't remember if
played.
it was
No, he didn't play
season
Overwatch.
two.
He's not there. This is season 1 as well. Zappe and Zupe? What? Who the fuck?
It was only Zupe. Zappe's not a real one.
It is Zupe. It is Zupe.
Oh yeah,
I was never
Zebo.
gonna get that.
Of course,
I
yeah.
was never gonna get that in a million years. Like truly. Thank you, Car Dealer 1. You did tell me. Looks like Pirate has already lost his game and is already in another one. Fucking poor guy. Oh man. They're doing the AG roster reveal. This is the good game coming up now, right?
Yep, AG against Falcons.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Barney, I think. But I think I still have a bit of time, so I'm gonna boot up your stream and take the piss.
I'm tucking into my red Thai curry. Someone in the starting roster, if that influences people's predictions. Is someone said on negative maps? Yeah, I don't think anyone has the exact record, but there's something really upsetting, like 4 and 6 or something. Yeah, for those who don't know, Stalker's having some wrist issues, so won't be available this week either. So it's going to be all proper, all merit as well. A succulent breakfast curry? You know it.
안녕하세요. AGG에서 서블러를 맡고 있는 마카라고 합니다.
네, 마카 선수 반갑습니다.
Bit of spice in the morning.
팔콤도 만나볼까요?
안녕하세요. 팀 팔콘의 코치 9K라고 합니다.
네, 나인케이 교수님도 반갑습니다. 양 팀 모두 이제
Trevor Curry?
상위권에 굳히고 있는데요. 이번 스테이지 들어 유난히 상위권 전력 간의 격차가 좁혀졌다. 그래서 이제 더 예측하기 어렵다라는 분석들이 많습니다. 양 팀 모두 상위권에 있는 만큼 우리 팀이 좀 상위권 팀 내에서도 분명한 경쟁력은 무엇인가 좀 궁금한데요.
저희는 이번이 두 번째 시즌이긴 하지만 다른 팀처럼 뭔가 끈끈한 팀워크가 있기 때문에 이 자리에 있다고 생각해서 뭔가 팀 분위기적으로나
Why are they still forcing him?
그런 것 때문에
Presumably in regards to someone. I don't know, if there's a time to
네, 분명한 경쟁력
force him through, it's now, right? These are the low stakes games.
그렇다면 팀 팔콘의 경쟁력은 무엇일까요?
Admittedly, at a certain point, Falcons are going to have to start winning some games, but I think we're still in a relatively low stakes. You know, early on in the group stage, despite all of Falcons' issues, they're what? Like, they're 3-1 still, right? So there's issues, but it's not, yeah, like, look, they're 3-1. They'll still be on for the seeding tournament, most likely. It's maybe a bit tight, because obviously one team's going to have to go through. The dividing Korea for this first part is top 4 go to seeding and get that guaranteed spot in playoffs. The bottom, or the 5th to 8th, they have to go through. They have to go through the last chance qualifier. I'll show you the bracket while we're here. So the difference between going into just like a round robin basically for better seeding versus having to go through an elimination tournament to get in. To be fair, if they do go into, even if they go into that elimination tournament, like if you look at the teams who are playing, like the old Oceans, the Pokerface, the best, I mean, Falcons will be fine, right?
맨날 팬분들이 보기 좋아하시는 경기력 보여드리려고 그냥 열심히 하는 것 같아서 그냥 좀 연습량이 좀.
Yeah, so I think, as much as it might be painful if you're a Falcons fan to watch some of these someone maps, this is the time. This is the time to figure it out. Give someone more time on these heroes he's struggling on, like the Hazard. I don't think we've seen bans yet, but I would presume the seeding carries over from a previous tournament, so Falcons should get first ban or first choice of ban.
그래서 항상 현장에 와주셨고 온라인으로 항상 응원해주신 분들 전부 다 감사드립니다.
이렇게 또 팬분들을 생각하는 마음이 남다른 팀 팔콘입니다. 자, 그리고 AGG 유니폼이 새로 생겼어요. 이야.
Yes, to Korean Korean fantasy. For stage 3. That's the aim.
저희 팀 스폰서가 이제 중국 쪽이라서 그런가 되게 중국스러운 느낌이라서.
Imagine if we had fantasy for this stage and you bought someone thinking Falcons were going to dominate.
네네네.
How upset would you be?
아, 이렇게 입으면 기분이 좋거든요라는 포즈를 이렇게 마지막으로 만나봤습니다. 역시나 팬사롱과 팬서비스가
Could have bought a spoon as well for the last bit in the sauce.
인터뷰 나눠봤고요. 저희는 맵 세트 확인하러 가보시죠.
Can I buy Unter in fantasy? No. They did have it in FPL this year, which is like the Football Premier League version, where you could get managers as well. So, and you would, but it'd be able to be like a special chip. So you have to spend a bit of your budget, you get a manager or a coach, and then that coach scores points based on like his team's results. So if they win a game, they get more points. If they win a game they're not expected to win, they get even more points type thing. So it's maybe an option. I feel like people would enjoy it, right? How we get stats for Korea? We're going to use the Overwatch Analytics account. If people know that Twitter account, we'll get the data from them. Yeah, I feel like that would be a fun addition. I don't know how easy it is from a technical standpoint, but or like the exact way to implement it into the rules. Do you just always have a coach, or is it more of a always have a coach, or is it just like a special chip you can play at a certain point in the stage? It's a little bit easier with FPL, which is the Premier League one again, the football, because their season is 38 weeks long. So you can have all these special chips, and you have 38 weeks, and you only get like 3 chips. So it's really, you really have to make it's like a big decision when you invest in those chips. Whereas in OWCS, obviously the stages are closer to like 7 to 8 weeks. So if you have too many different types of chips, you almost just playing one every week just to play them. So I think we need to probably be a little bit more reserved in how many chips we actually put in. Who do I think wins this one? I think Falcons will win. I think both of these teams have, like, Gamers Global have been so up and down in all of this. I don't think it's a clean one from Falcons by any means. Hey, Kuma.
Hi, Mom.
Thank you for the 15 months. No, Pepe is on a... I forget the name. It's on a Pacific team now. Someone in chat will remember the name. Nighttime Divine, thank you. Yeah, they are 4-0, but they also had... who was it? Was it Old Ocean they had the absolute dogfight against? Yeah, here we go. They should have lost in this series. Should have lost in this series. He's on Zis's team. There it is. I'm not looking forward to that one. Falcons changed players. Yeah, they have... If you don't know, they've got Someone and Merit now. Which seems like a huge upgrade, but it's really not translated into that at all in terms of their results. So it is really Falcons trying to get their shit together is still the stage of we're at with Falcons. Yeah, I mean, I think the nice thing about having Hambin is he's just good for it, right? In the sense that if we get to playoffs time, if you have to go for a last chance qualifier or whatever, we get a crunch time, then fuck it. We'll just get Hambin out. We can just play Orisa and D.Va like we've seen in lots of the other series today and over the last couple of weeks. And we'll still be more than competitive and very much likely to qualify for the Esports World Cup. Until then, let's try and fucking bed someone in. Let's try and get some positive results with our big signing in the roster. Busan first map. It's actually all Gamers Global with the initial ban. I would have thought Falcons had the map pick based on the seeding from stage 1, but I guess not. So, take us over to Busan, and it's going to be a Tracer and Ana ban. Tracer ban's a little bit interesting, because it feels like a lot of teams have just been playing the Sombra variation, like Sombra Freya, with these type of compositions. In terms of matchups, Stalker has been playing the majority of the Sombra for Falcons, but Proper's got a pretty decent history. He's played it a bunch in Overwatch League. He's played it for Falcons previously before as well. So I don't think Proper's got a bad Sombra by any means. So I don't think this has really put Falcons into too difficult a situation anyway. The Ana ban on the flip side of this, I think that's a pretty good ban from Falcons, right? We're going to Busan, so we're going to play Downtown, which is very much a dive map. We're going to play Sanctuary, which is a great map for something like Anakiri, a comp that is really the best comp for all gamers. I'm just going to start calling them AG. For AG's backline. So they take away the Ana, so they can maybe play like the Juno Kiri version, but I think Falcons are probably more comfortable in the Juno Kiri version because they can do Fielder Kiri, Shio Juno. Whereas when Falcons do the Anakiri version and it's Fielder Ana, obviously more than fine, but Shio Kiri in that matchup against Lee Soo-min, Lee Soo-min does have the edge there. So I think really, really good second ban from Falcons takes away one of the more scary backlines that they can deal with. So yeah, I'd probably go, just on the bans alone, I'd give Falcons the edge right now. I guess the most interesting thing is also, Ada's been an absolute monster on the Freya so far. Probably the best looking Freya in the world, maybe at least certainly in Korea. So Merit's got a tall task ahead of him. Merit's form on Freya, I feel like it's been a lot more hit and miss. Good game, bad game type thing. Proper Sombra is horrid. Actually, so is Stalker's. I think Stalker has the best Sombra right now. Maybe like you don't see Lip play it that much, so maybe if Lip was playing it more consistently, it would obviously just be Lip. But I feel like of the players we've actually seen playing it recently, I'm really high on Stalkers. Got my lunch break. How did Old Ocean do? Very well. Very well. 3-1 victory for them in the end. And the only map they lost was one where they subbed in Minute. And they had Jaehong and Lucio. You can sort of see how this would maybe go wrong. But as soon as they subbed back in Becky, we go into Suravasa and it looks very convincing again. Oh, are we some kind of technical issue? We're going to have a 10-minute break. Fuck, I could have made an entire red Thai curry in this time. Yeah, we saw a bunch of the AG players up behind each other's computers, like there was something going on, so looks like we're going to get another extended break as a result of this. Feels like this is a technical break. Thai curry so good? Yeah. Yeah, whenever I go to a Thai place or anything like that, I'm just de facto either the red Thai curry, green Thai curry. Always my go-to. Can I make you one? Yeah, sure, why not? Just went to the toilet and took a huge Old Ocean. Great. Lip New Sombra overrated. I just feel like we haven't seen him play it that much, right? Like if I go back to... I finally did my job and updated this. If I go to the Crazy Raccoon games and I just look how much Sombra did they play. If you've not seen the sheet before, basically it's all the results for comps and the swaps, right? So we got the teams here in this left-hand side, then we've got all the comps. Keeping our eyes for purple here. So Crazy Raccoon swapped to a bit of Sombra here at the tail end of Hollywood against Old Ocean. We find the next Crazy Raccoon game. It's Sombra free except for the Icon World attack. And then we find the next Crazy Raccoon game. Okay, this one was actually a lot more Sombra heavy up against Onside Gaming. But they did obviously kind of just body them, right? So I don't know, compared to someone like Zeta Division, where I feel like we've seen so much of it from Pelican. Yeah, then another one here where we have a bit of Trace of Sombra on University. And then we don't see it at all in their loss to T1. I need to try, what's it called? Well, I've lost the message now. Kaio Soy? What's Kaio Soy? Let's see. A Thai egg noodle soup and curry broth topped with crispy fried noodles. That does sound nice. What? Chicken leg with this one? That does look good, actually. Maybe I'll try that next time I go to a place. Add Zap in not. Yeah, I'm not always that big into Thai food. I normally just default to the curry, but my fiance is a big fan. She always wants to go to Zap or order to Zap. And I'm always vetoing it in favor of something else. So maybe I'll try that next time. My fiance will actually be buzzing if we're allowed to get Zap. There's a really good Thai street food stall in my city. I get a TF2 game going. I've actually been playing a bunch of TF2 lately. Patchy form, though. Time to learn how to make a curry. I can make a curry. I really only make Indian curries. Like Chow Frazy is normally my go-to one for when I make at home. Done it a few times. Maybe I'll make it for Max when he comes. Depends who we're feeding. It's like the day before we leave for the wedding, there's a bunch of people maybe staying here. So we'll probably need to do some kind of dinner. So I need to figure out what I want to cook. I don't know how many people we'll actually be feeding. Might only be 4 people, actually. Cooking stream when? I'd have to do it off my phone, which I feel like I'd be a bit scuffed. Cook a ton of meth? Alright, good shouts. Japanese curry is really easy to make with the roux blogs. Yeah, happy for this whole weekend. So I'm here all of this weekend, all of next weekend. Then do I go? How does time work? All of this weekend, all of next weekend. Yeah, then I go. Then I have 2 weeks off, and then I'm back for what will be. I'm back for the start of playoffs. So I'll miss out on the tail end, but we can do a bit of catch up. I do arrive back like the playoffs start like that Friday, and I'll be back Thursday. So I'll probably come back a little bit out of the loop. But we can jump straight back into it. We can figure it out. Should drop the Overwatch stuff altogether and just become a curry chef. Okay, yeah. All I know is curry, Thai curry, Japanese curry, all the different cultures, Unter curry, yeah. Why not just co-stream on holiday? No, that's not what I want to be spending my time on holiday doing. I mean, I wouldn't co-stream anyway because it's my bloody honeymoon. But I actually really don't like IRL streaming. I feel like, I don't know. You get a lot of, I guess, like, funny moments, but the whole thing just feels a little bit like you're just ambushing people with a live stream, you know? I don't like that aspect of it. I feel like most of the time when people are just hanging out in public, they're just, you know, just looking to hang out with their friends. They're not looking to be the star of somebody's stream or somebody's video. So yeah, not a fan of all that type of content. What if there's a funny cliff or an epic moment? Clean feed chat? I mean, you'd have to ask Rack about that. I'd never leak the clean feed. Oh, it's happening again. Yeah, so what happens is because the in-game audio or like the volume on the YouTube stream is kind of low, so I have to use like what's it called? A plugin? An extension on my browser, which is like a volume booster. So I use that extension, but as soon as I start using that extension, it does all this weird stuff where it like messes up the full screen sometimes. You've maybe seen it where I've had to like F11 out and F11 back in to get it full screen. So the clean feed link is a little bit looser than it maybe normally is. Oh, basketball chat in the YouTube chat. I don't really follow basketball. Somebody said, honeymoon uncoachable with your wife as a guest. No, we're not doing an uncoachable on a honeymoon. I don't know when we're going to next do uncoachable. Did they push the timer back? I'm not sure. We entered a second 10-minute break. But it feels like we're quite deep into that as well. Thank you, Hoj, as well, for the 13 months. Yeah, was it really only 4 minutes we were dealing with? I push it back again. Can't wait for Chris's cope. Yeah, I think we're going to see a slightly different look from TU this week. Or maybe there's like a corner has been turned in terms of their decision-making and approach. So we'll wait and see what we get. Wouldn't my in-laws be uncoachable? Maybe it's just the nature of the demographic you get on as a Twitch chat, but most of my family tremendously uninterested. You know, like they want me to do well. You know, they want me to live a nice life and work a job I like, but they're not that interested in all of it. What's the opposite of terminally online? They're just terminally in the real world. Why is the game so delayed? We didn't get any official word, but it looked like AG were having some technical issues, and then we got thrown into another 10-minute pause, and that's kind of where we are now. Terminally offline, grass toucher, normies, yeah. No, not a loner. Like they just live in the real world. All of this stuff is just, you know, they're happy for me, but no interest in the stream. Maybe that's for the best, though. Does anyone really want their parents or their family watching them work? Come on. No, Drilly, no. Is the opposite of being a client being a server? If you buy a skin in Overwatch, remember that you're buying pixels on a screen. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever bought a skin. Have I ever bought a skin in any game? I mean, I've probably bought a skin. In my head, what I really mean is, have I ever paid money for a skin in a game? Like, obviously, I've collected ones through in-game items or in-game currency. I think I've never bought a skin in a game. Yeah. I don't think I did in TF2. Normies buy skins IRL clothes. Battle passes. Yeah, maybe the occasional battle pass, but TF2 didn't have battle passes or stuff like that. I don't think I ever bought one in Overwatch. Maybe like once or twice on Marble Snap when I was playing that really regularly. That's maybe about it. Big games this weekend? Yes. Yeah, huge games this weekend. EMEA and North America are actually stacked games. I'll bring those up. Where am I going? Here. Here. Where am I going? North America, EMEA. EMEA is like Saturday. Look at this Saturday. Alcacia versus VP. An EMEA classic at this point. Then Genji versus Peps. An absolute relegation decider. Let's knock something onto the floor. Hold on. Oh, okay. And then Frosttails versus Quick, Battle of the Relegations, then TU versus TM. Great week in the EMEA. And then North America is going to be kind of similar, where Saturday is outrageous. GK versus SSG and Team Liquid versus Nightmare. And then Sunday becomes like the scrap day. The Ducks versus Supernova, two newly promoted teams. And then Extinction versus Sakura as well. So, yeah, actually great games in EMEA. Korea's going to be alright as well. We've got a similar thing. We've got T1 and Zeta tomorrow. Then we've got Crazy Raccoon and All Gamers Global on Sunday as well. So, Korea's got the same kind of thing where we get like a pretty headline game every day. Any scrim bucks? No, not really. I've been a bit out of touch this week. I must admit this, I'm a skin buyer and customizing ship. Somebody asked about crates in TF2. No. If anything, there was one time. If anything, TF2, I don't think I've ever bought any in-game items, but I have sold in-game items for profit. One time, I was a manager for a team, right? I was the backup medic / manager for a team. And obviously there's not a lot of money in TF2. But one of them said, I'll give you my unusual hat if you just manage the team for like this stage, because I wasn't playing anyway. I was just back up on the team. It's like, if you can sort out all the scrims and do all this, I'll give you my unusual hat. I was at uni at the time, and I was like, for an unusual hat, I'll manage a team for a stage, and then what do I do once I get an unusual hat? I give it to my friend, who is a bit of a trader. She sells it for me. $125. That's honestly probably my first esports paycheck. And that team I was for backup medic for Taimu, who a few people might remember from Overwatch League on Dallas Fuel. Yeah, I think I was paid with a pixel hat for my first one. I mean, booking scrims is so easy as well, so it was an absolute piss take. I did nothing. Book some scrims for a few weeks and get $125. And when I'm like a poor uni student as well, that $125 went so far. So far, that $125. Yeah, I was the backup medic for Taimu. I never had to play any matches for him. Taimu was always there for the matches, but I had to just fill in on scrims sometimes if Taimu was just fucking doing whatever he's doing. You should post on Twitter that booking scrims is easy. Is that not just a super cold take? Does anyone think booking scrims is hard? No Weaver from Jaehong, but we did get to see some Jaehong Lucio. He lost the Lucio map. I can't speak my piece here. Yeah, booking scrims is easy. I used to do it on for a bit on Hurricane. Not so much on London. Occasionally I'd do it, but Chris would do all the booking on London. Like in his last 2 years. I did it season 4 actually. Yeah, season 4 with Fisher and Reprise. Well, Reprise for a little bit. I did it. W earnings, thank you. Not hard, but some people make it unnecessarily difficult at times. Yeah, true. The most difficult part about scrim booking is the other people. The actual process, no problem at all. You gotta remember in TF2 as well. Fuck, everybody knows everyone, you know? So I'm just messaging people I know. So, you scrim this time? Yeah. What's happening? Wait, shh. Can you hear? Can you hear that? I hear the background noise of a crowd. Crowd ambience 1. What's happening? Should I message Craig? Let's see what's going on. You know when. It's 3 AM, I want to sleep. It's a good game as well. The Faceit system's actually made booking scrims easier because you just find teams in your division. Yeah, I know some people would always complain. It was never really a problem at at Contenders or Overwatch League level or obviously OWCS level because you know all the teams you're working with, similar to how it was in TF2. But I know people do always complain about, what would you call it? Like people inflating their fucking scrim ranks essentially. But I guess Faceit makes that a lot harder to do, right? Because you just say, looking for an advanced scrim, looking for an expert scrim, looking for a master scrim. And then if you're not in that, then, yeah. Mainstream has a 19-minute timer. No, it doesn't. I can't believe this person's lying to me. Let's see. Where are we going? Pam? Japan guys are still on. Where's... Oh, YouTube. But I don't put it on the mic. Is it this one? Live. No way. Do they not do it on Twitch at all anymore? I suppose it should just be like an Overwatch Esports Korea. Is it all on Soup now? Yeah, but Japan one didn't have a timer though. We're just getting an advert now on McLean feed. See Tom's stream? Where is he? What am I watching? No joke. No joke. When we were in the team house in London, Admiral's screen looked like this at all points in time. Like, there'd be bloody Hearthstone here, a stream here, fucking Discord here. There'd be like 4 things open. Admiral, 1 monitor was all he had. But yeah, we just have all of it. My god. Well, it looks like Tomlin's in the same situation as us. Just waiting. Brain rot stream? Yeah. Why am I bald? Did I tell you guys? I got a haircut yesterday. Normally, I cut my own hair. But obviously, with a wedding coming up, seems like a time to invest in a bit of a nicer trim, a more professional approach, right? Hold on, I've lost a clean feed for you. So, I went to the local Turkish barbers. And I gave him a crack, right? I gave him a crack because I was like, I'll have it done now. And then if I don't like it, still a couple of weeks of a wedding, it can grow out and I can either go somewhere else or I can just do it myself. Whatever it might be. Backup options and all that. But honestly, really happy with how it came out. My head has never been so smooth. Like yesterday, it was so bizarre touching my head because they made it so smooth. I got the full bloody Turkish experience as well. They did like all the normal beard trimming, shaving the head, like super fine. Then trimmed and shaped the beard. And yeah, it wasn't like shaved with a razor, but they had like I don't know what it is. It was just like I guess like a specialized, not just like a normal clipper, but like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was one that could like shave even finer basically. Yeah, so got the hot towel. Got the hot towel, had a little, you know, open up all my pores and everything. Did all that, and then he lit a stick on fire, and he started like slapping my ears with a fire, you know, to burn away some of the hairs inside and stuff, to make sure it's, you know, no stray hairs there. So hot towel into slapping my ears with fire, and then he got some olive oil. This isn't a joke. He got some olive oil for my head. So I got an olive oil sheen as well at the end. So felt like it's my first time ever. I think I've probably been to a Turkish barber before, but my first time getting a full service from the Turkish barbers. And it does feel like I got a full service, authentic Turkish experience out of it. Sir Lemon has obviously been to a Turkish barber's before. Yeah, so I can't complain. There was a bit when he was slapping when he lit the fire, there was a bit of me that was like, where's this going? And then, because it was actually the second time he'd lit fire during the haircut, because the first time he lit fire to like heat the razor that he was using to shave my neck, but that, in my head, that kind of felt like reasonable. But when he lit the second fire, I was like, oh, he's gonna shave some more bits or just use it to like, you know, do some of the finer work. And then he just started to slap my ears with it, and it was a bit where I was like, well, he's the expert. I'll trust him. And to be fair, I guess now my ears have no hair on them, which is good. There was no basil or lemon juice. I wasn't being marinated. Just some olive oil. Olive oil was meant to be good for you, right? Good for the skin? Good for the head. So I've got to check on, because I had it done yesterday about 10 a.m. So I've got to check on the regrowth as well, because we're not having the wedding. We're like we're leaving for the wedding on Friday, having the wedding on Saturday. So I might have to either go Friday morning or Thursday night. They did the fire before the oil, which I think is the key. If they'd done the oil, then the fire, I think at that point it's fair to say I've entered into some kind of Sweeney Todd situation where I'm just being cooked and turned into a pie. But I was honestly, there was no Turkish Sweeney Todd. I came home safe and sound. When's the wedding? 2 weeks now. Where are we? Yeah, literally 2 weeks and a day. No, we're not even started yet, Warg. We are in a gigantic tech pause. I'm at my mate's wedding next week, also having a Turkish barber experience again. Honestly, Red Eyes, because obviously on the menu, I guess it is, of like the services they provide, it was just like full service, and I was like, well, I want the haircut, I want the beard trim, so let's just do the full service. Another 15-minute timer, so we can keep talking about my haircut for a while. Bloody hell, what's happened? No update from Craig either. Radio silence. But yeah, honestly, Red Eyes, so I go in just saying I want the full service, and I don't really know what that entails. So I saw there was hot towel on the menu as well, so I got the hot towel, so I was sort of expecting that. But all the other stuff, I kind of just let it happen, you know? Like, why not? I try. The guy's a professional. Yeah, good night, Fire Wizard. That's fair. Oh, wait. You know what we should do? It's been a while. But I've got some codes. Why does it stop doing that? I've got some codes for... Do you guys know what this is? A cardboard bundle. Oh, okay, I get it. You guys want a cardboard bundle? And I guess it's been a while since I've launched my marbles. It's been so long, I can't even say the word anymore. We can get marbles going. You want the cardboard diva? Well, that's a whole bundle, so you get the whole lot. This will give us something to do in the break, won't it? Or, wait, can you guys see the marbles? Where are... Oh! Earn more with our revenue share program. Wait, I want to earn more. Requirements. 1 of 250 Twitch followers. I have that. 500 TikTok followers. I don't think I have that. But it's just 1 of, right? I've got the followers. Requirements. $1,000 generated via your creator's code. 10%. 5,000 generated for your creator's code. How does it work? Wait, maybe I should do this at another time, right? Not right now. We should just play the game. Wow, can I become a full-time marbles streamer? Can YouTube chat also play or no? I know, afraid not. You can only enter through Twitch chat, Commie. All right. Where are we racing? So yeah, how many cardboard bundles do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bundles. We can do a couple. We can do like maybe even 3. What's our timer on? Yeah, 12 minutes. We can do a bunch. We can do a bunch. All right. Should we do a community made race? It's been a while. Good Mad City. 8 for fire. Maybe go 8 for fire. All right. Now, a few of you might have done this before. A few of you might remember how. But if you haven't done it before, all you have to do, !play, if you want to play. You guys remember how it works, right? Oh, we're in quite a dark. Ah, some kind of bong. Fuck. Alright. So you're going to roll away down, make the jump, get into the bong, come out of the bong into the neon tunnel, zigzag our way through, and then, oh, get stuck on the end. Then a big old spiral, and our finish line is in here. Alright. Easy then, right? Oh my god, I'm lost. I say easy, I'm stuck. Alright, fuck. I feel like it's actually, it feels like a big moment, this, because it's been so long since we've done it. So yeah, for a cardboard bundle, if you want the bundle, you guys know what to do. I'll start the 60-second timer. Ugh. Hold on, let me just respond to this. Everyone got their boots? It's important to wear the right boots when, wait, can I remember the buttons? There we go. Everyone's name's up. Did everyone see their name? Alright, 30 seconds left. Our first time play. Thank you hanging out with Sayori. Alright, 15 seconds. And we are launching in. Oh, Juries with the first time play as well. Alright. Off to the races. Final few seconds. Oh yeah, congratulations to Arthur as well. He's made the big step up to moderator. So be ready for Arthur to start abusing his powers. Start the clock now for Arthur's starting the job to exploiting his position for personal gain. Start the clock for that now. As we get up to this first corner, everyone's sort of having a bit of a hard time getting through this first choice of right and left. It's going to be Panda and Awake at the lead, but not for long. There's some kind of big old blob that is going to send people in different directions. Lemon coming out on the left first. I'm still in the races here. Arthur, first day on the job and already second to last. Disaster start for Arthur. Hasn't learned how to rig for races yet, but he'll get there. Now we go into the jump. Feanor and the better Panda. Straight into the bong, up the bong, out the top of the bong. Everyone arching down. Arcing. Onto the leaf. Into the funnel. And now we're going to hit the neon runway. Polix has taken the lead. Feanor and Medieval Reaper all in the mix right now. Polix is going to get caught on the spinner. Not too much of a slowdown on the spinner, actually, but there's more spinners as we go round, and Feanor has crept back into the lead as well. It's been a pretty strong run from Feanor. Keeps this one going. Decent momentum. Medieval Reaper's actually been sent the wrong way, so Medieval Reaper all of a sudden out of the running right now. There's a few people on the floor. Is the floor actually going to lead you to a useful place or just to death? Oh, it's just to death. It's just to death for it. So it's actually Feanor still in the real lead as Nipple and Layson are going to fall to their deaths. Coming through, Feanor maintains his position. Nels, though, stuck on the spinners. Can anyone overtake? Feanor's got through. Polix with a straight run into this final one. It's a neck-and-neck race. Feanor and Polix. Oh, Polix is stuck on that one, so Feanor maintains the lead. Feanor's had a pretty strong run all the way through. Into the drop. And now, oh, it's a slow spin. Everyone has to take their cart. Remy in a separate cart to Feanor. Then there's a couple of people here, Katz and Nels, in the next car. As they come out this final spin, there wouldn't be any chance for an overtake. Feanor's going to come out now. Then comes Remy. A little bit of a speed boost as they zigzag, swirl their way down. Feanor still in pole position for this one. Remy is hot on their heels, but Feanor, all they need to do, hold the lead. Hold the lead. Swinging down. One final spinner to separate it. Feanor's coming through. Wait, Remy with the overtake at the end. Feanor, it was such a good run. And actually, Feanor's still not finished 6th place for Feanor after all of that. Gothberg, Polix, and 2 Cats all finish ahead as well. It's a Remy sweep. Everyone else is filtering their way down. 45 seconds left still to finish. But I think we need to investigate what is going on over here. Wait, what's happened? What's all this then? What's all this? Just stuck. Jarrett, Mist, Bandit, and who else is in here? Evan as well? What are we doing, boys? Just stuck. Just dicking about. Look how far away you are from the finish line as well. Absolutely hopeless. Embarrassing? I mean, at least 3 of them are together. Bandit. Bandit's actually been separated from the group. All right, let me find you. Remy. I can't believe. Feanor, are you here? I can't believe you fumbled that, mate. All right, I'll whisper you on Twitch, and you will get a cardboard bundle. Just a couple of boys chilling, just hanging out. Did you finish the race, Gay Hunter? Let's see. You sure did. 73rd, so nothing to write home about, but a technical finish. I was convinced you had it, Fedor. Once we got to the final, once you had that like front pod, thought it was yours to lose, you know. All right, where do we go in time-wise? 5 minutes. I reckon we can squeeze another one in. Should we do a classic, a King of the Corn? Yeah, Fly's actually. I hadn't read your message, Floro, but we're the same page. All right, King of the Corn. We'll put 60 seconds on the clock. It's of course going to be for another cardboard bundle. So you guys know what to do. Only 60 seconds, so get involved if you want to win that cardboard bundle. Get involved if you want to be King of the Corn. Nice to be king for a day. And the only way to become king for the day is to become King of the Corn. If you've not played King of the Corn before, where have you been? But it's pretty straightforward. Works the same as everything. The only big difficulty is, of course, the sliding finish box, which can trip a few people up. There's also a UFO that abducts people, but you have to be pretty stupid to get abducted. Not many people get abducted. It really just thins out the weakest in society. Kind of a Darwin-esque effect here for anyone who gets abducted. Other than that, it's just a choice between right or left. If you can be the first person out of a cornfield, you'll become King of the Corn, and you'll be in a pretty great position to win the race. All right, 5 seconds left on the clock. Here we go, into the drop. Everyone involved. And we're off. Moss Wizard, bit of an early start. Rowan not looking too shabby either, but it's all about who comes out the door. It's not about the drop, it's about who leaves first. Zero the fastest on one side as the paths are going to cross. Everyone will bump into each other a little bit as Moss Wizard seems to take this early lead on the left. First abduction. Looking for it right now, the UFO. Anyone going to walk into this one? Moss Wizard? Will they get out of it? Looks like everyone's past it, actually. Everyone avoids the first UFO. Steven is having a right old bit of trouble. Wait, Hyper Mega Muffin? What on earth has happened? Whoa, Springboard's coming through. Everyone is flying. It's like Kuma has been abducted as well. Darwin in full effect here. But Heartrender, the opposite end of the Darwin scale here. The strongest, the fittest, the survivor, the King of the Corn. Karma there is actually, this is our previous fastest pace. So Heartrender actually making records pace right now. King of the Corn for Heartrender. And now sliding around this corner. All they have to do, one final bend, one set of bumpers, and then hit the tricky finish. But Heartrender could be on for a sort of stream best here. Takes the speed boost coming around the corner. Look at the time bank. The time that Heartrender has to spare. All about the finish now. Tom is going to go flying off the edge as well. No such luck for Tom. Render, a clean run through. All about the finish. This is generational from Heartrender right now. All they need to do is land in the box. Land in the box! Oh, it's outrageously good. Heartrender, King of the Corn, winner of the cardboard bundle. Absolutely incredible pace there from Heartrender. Now another abduction taking place here. Did the UFO get anyone? Is anyone else going to be stricken from the human race? No. A few people riding the jumps. It's actually Miller and Fat Nerdy Dork who close out our top three. A few more people. Lots of people missing here as well. A few people off the rim. Yeah, a few people hitting the rim. Falling off the other side. Try hard, Steve. Not trying hard enough. Medieval Reaper off as well. Funky Wolf. Lots of people dying here. Who's at the end? Looks like Luigi might be last. Luigi last. Wait, Luigi on the... Oh, it doesn't even make it in. Not even last. Just last to die. And Heartrender with an absolute generational run. Oh, let me find you. I'll send you this DM. Cardboard bundle for you. I've also got more good news as we take a look at our leaderboard. That there was an issue with a player's headset, but they've almost fixed it. And we'll be back after the countdown. So this next countdown is real. So we're giving away a couple of codes. We'll scroll down our leaderboard. A lot of people would have died in this one because the finish is so hard. Yeah, look at all these late deaths. Lots of people dead. I died. Yeah, lots of did not finish. Yeah, lots of did not finishes in there. But alright, where are we on this countdown, Ben? Oh, 20 seconds? Oh, this might have lined it up. Lined up beautifully. Yeah. Lined up beautifully, unlike my mouth that can't seem to say anything correctly. Right. So let's get out of this. Ooh. Yeah, the Preds have already been and gone because we didn't anticipate the like half an hour odd break. But there we go. We have our 2 champions. The 2 cardboard bundle winners. And now we can actually watch some Overwatch, if you can believe it. And hopefully this series will be worth the wait. You have a cardboard brig? I mean, when I was looking at it, I feel like the cardboard diva goes hard. The cardboard reaper's really good. Yeah, I can get behind my cardboard skins. You get all of them as well, right, in the bundle, so... Ooh. Wait, is this an Overwatch stream? Alright. Alright. Does anyone remember the game Overwatch? Does anyone remember the ban situation? We're on Busan. It's a Tracer ban. It's an Ana ban. Taking away that Ana Kiri.
Time?
Hello?
Oh,
6,
dangerous time. Dangerous
5.
time. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll do it once the doors are open. Don't give them any free finishes, mate. We're off to the races. 27.
27.
26.
26.
Keep going.
It just works. Just works, and it's going to be 21, 20,
21,
20, 19,
20. Yeah,
18,
yeah.
17. Alright, it's going to be ball out the gates from Milgari, a hero he's quite known for. Kiri, Lucio, Sombra, Freya. Team Falcon's going to be running the Hazard version instead. So maybe it's a difficult map for the Hazard because it's so wide and open. Someone has also been having a lot of struggles on this hero so far, but it's Proper with the opening struggles. In on Sombra, no Stalker available this weekend for Falcons, so Proper will be taking up all the flex DPS responsibilities, but an early find, an early pick, and an early cap for Gamers Global.
I can't really understand Falcons' comp here. I feel like when you play Hazard, you need to be able to get the flanks, but the range needs to be close enough that you can close the gap. This is a ball map. This is a big open map. And how is someone going to find value? Right now, though, Milgaro appears to have just pissed it away. Went for an engagement very early on, got hacked, and got dominated. So apparently, no someone value, no problem. All he had to do was walk up through main and do nothing. And Milgaro will just give it to them in kind. An easy retake for Team Falcons. And now that they have control, I still think it's going to be really hard for them, because if someone tries to play close, AG, they can flip behind. Lucio, Kiri, Ball, Sombra, all heroes that can get behind you. I think it's going to be really difficult for someone unless he can constantly close the gap.
Yeah, he's holding up at the front choke right now, but expect Milgaro to take a wide route, start forcing that point. You can see Falcons already considering giving a little bit of space. Sunjun's making his way round behind already. Has got the flank angle here on the backline if he wants to go for it. Virus onto Fielder. Shio's coming to mark that now. But here comes Milgari from the top right. He's teamed up with Sunjun right now, threatening this backline, putting a bit of pressure on. Falcons have now moved all the way back over to their side of the map, and Gamers Global, they're forcing the point. Someone is going to go deal with that, but he's taking a lot of damage from this Freya. And there's just no hope for someone to actually close the distance on this Freya now. Kitsune rush to try and relieve the pressure for Falcons, keep the point contested. Gamers Global have no ults to match it with yet. Bowler is a miss from Merit, as Lee Min has taken the long way out, but no, we'll be taking the quick way out instead, straight into the respawn queue. 1-for-1 trade so far. Falcons still have point, but Age is swinging back in. Fielder has died. Pressure onto the backline for Sombra. Will get out somehow. Gave him the slip. Someone's going to die on point while all of this happens. They were busy trying to deal with that Sombra. They don't even get the kill on the Sombra, and the point is flipped right back for Gamers Global.
Absolute disaster for Falcons there, but really it's par the course. AG's comp is just so much more mobile. They can get around with Milgaro. Someone, if he commits anywhere, they can just move away from him. They can always keep space, so it's so difficult, and they're really relying on DPS carry here. Proper 95% of the way to his EMP. Sonjin already has an EMP though, so if they retake 2 stacked up, he might be able to find value. You can see Chio trying to hide, go for his counter beat, and Sonjin, he pulls the trigger early. He saw the Lucio hiding on the corner, but he went for it anyway. Exchange of the ult ultimates there, but Proper's in a spot of bother, taking a lot of damage. Kitsune Rush from Maka on the point. That's keeping everyone healthy, but EMP comes out onto the Sombra. Proper misses the virus, but it doesn't matter because someone is there to clean it up. Nilgaru pops the minefield in main. Someone actually traded out. Nilgaru rolling about, but Maka will fall. Merit finds value. Aid trades back though. Supports falling left, right, and center. It's a 3 versus 3. The Nilgaru is low. Lee Soo-min has the beat, but he does not have the confidence to pop it. Aid falls, so does Fielder. It's a 2v2, but with that bolt from Merit, that will seal the deal. Unless, of course, we've got Sonjin coming back on the respawn, catching Merit on the point. They haven't secured the flip yet, Xavier.
No, Falcons get it now. They were so low there. Oh, Gamers Global, they nearly found the trades, but Merit, important value during that mid-fight. Once the tanks had really bled around their HP, it just becomes to which Freya can take over more. Merit holds his own on that occasion. Now someone is anchoring point, but look at the pressure. Suzu has been forced already on the back foot. He has the downfall, but he has to run. And Gamers Global, they're just forcing through the point. Bowler and Beat over the top to keep going. This Beat maybe felt a bit unnecessary. They need kills with this Beat now. On top of the Freya, the DPS find 2 picks. That'll do the job. Now they can all turn their attention onto someone, clean that up. Downpour from someone as well to try and clutch it. He's got no choice. He's rooted. He's rooted someone to the point, but there's no follow-up. Gamers Global will be good for the first round.
Just such a difficult comp for Falcons to play. I don't want to harp on it over and over again, but really, I feel like I can't emphasize enough how difficult of a map that is to play Hazard. Everything is far too open. The only place you can really climb is the drum of the point. And if you go and climb on the drum of the point, good luck closing the gap onto anyone. You can't even shift onto a player because of the rooftop above it. So here, Falcons' first retake was gifted to them by Nilgaru, an unforced error slamming in main on top of the enemy tank. But thereafter, they started to dial in on it. They started to play wide. You saw someone step up to the point to try and force point as his opener, and straight away, he's just completely surrounded. Nilgaru causing trouble to his backline, and they just can't keep him alive in that. He needs to apply pressure too, and it's not enough. That big push from Lee Soo-min looked lukewarm, but they flip at the same time. Now it's a Hazard mirror.
Hazard Mirror now. Again, a matchup we've seen someone struggle in so far in his start with Falcons. It's going to be a Genji instead of Sombra this time for Gamers Global. Sunjin onto that hero. Already Falcons playing around the mega side. A bit more space for Gamers Global to work with now. So I'm just going to try and clear that out. But Proper's also got a bit of an angle. You see both Freyas just taking these wide, deep positions, trying to hit these cross-map bolts, keep the pressure on. Someone and Milgari both tagged up. He's actually awfully low. Yeah, the take aim finishes him off there. Thank you, Artemis, for the 16 months. But now Merrick can just take over. Important win on that duel, and as soon as the enemy Freya is down, so much space for Merrick just to take over. He should be able to clean up this Kiriko on point as well. Maka's making him fight for it. They'll get it though. And Falcons, good start, all thanks to Merrick.
Such a beast play from Merit there. Just swings wide onto the point. Bit of a riskier angle, but it really paid dividends. That's our first dividend of the day, by the way. Absolutely awesome angle from him. So wide, and he's just able to pump damage into Nilgaru. No way that he can stay alive on that center pillar from Merit's position. Aid, you can see, he's only got 26% of his ult. He played a more passive angle, and he found no value. But enough about angles, because Sonjin has gone in on the side, and while it looked dicey for him initially, he manages to secure a kill onto Chio. So this is a nice opening. You can see Proper sitting up on the high ground, but Sonjin's hot on his heels, chasing him down, forces out the TP. Now it's a 5 versus 4 in main, and AG are trying to collapse in on someone on Merit. All the Falcons boxed into a corner. Someone just trying to play live, blocking in the corner. Flip goes the way of AG, and Falcons, it's a slow bleed out. Chio manages to secure another death, and bear in mind, Fielder and Merit right now, they're in AG's spawn. They're probably not, actually. It might be their spawn. Yeah, it is their spawn. Try.
Yeah, they will all get out.
Nothing to bear in mind.
Clearing my mind. Keeping it open for a new set of information. It's nearly an EMP for Proper here. Kitsune Rush is in play for both teams. So expect some kind of Kitsune Rush trade, and then either the EMP or Sunjin's Blade as they come up. And these might be the deciding factors here. Beat's not really going to be in time to prevent these DPS ults here, so will just be a game of DPS ult value. For now, Falcons are retaking through the Mega. They're trying to keep Merit on the other angle, but that means he's alone. Milgaro and Sunjin deal with that. Now, they just need their backline to live as this Kitsune Rush push comes in. Maka's going to hit the later Kitsune Rush. Aid needs a little bit of help. He's in a 1v2. Chio and Proper will take care of that one, and now Proper's coming back with EMP. Downpour comes out. Little wall made by someone to protect himself for that. But Proper dies. Maka with a headshot. No EMP available now. Sunjin has the blade. He pulls the blade. Chio does not have the beat. He's 1 HP. He's got away with it somehow. He dies. Someone's cleaned up both players. Chio's going to live. They don't even need the beat. And Sunjin misses that opportunity to seal the fight for AG.
Oh, someone just needed that reset. He just needed one kill on Chio and he was going to slice and dice through everybody on Team Falcons. But now they've managed to clutch this fight out so cheap. Proper has kept his EMP. Sonjin now on Genji with no ultimate to speak of. Lee Soo-min's going to need a beat of the century right now. But it's so hard to counterbeat an EMP. The kills come through so quick if your team is set up. You can see he's invisible, scouting from the center right now, keeping his options open. He's just waiting for anybody to pull. Bowler shot comes out from Aid. You can see AG are trying to work their way in. EMP comes out, but he misses the virus, and the counter beat is good from Lee Soo-min. Beat has come out from Chio as well. Downpour as well from someone, and it roots up multiple players in the corner. Milgaru caught up, it was one player. Clear your mind of that as well. But the trades are all going AG's way. Sonjin is chopping through the backline, and Falcons have fallen. They had the ult advantage, but the EMP, such a fumble.
Even if Lee Soo-min gets that beat off versus the EMP, the later beat from Chio, in theory, should put Falcons over the edge, but they can't convert that ult advantage. Now it's going to be a full neutral as they try and retake here. Fielder and Mac will be getting his Kitsune rushes a little bit into the fight. Looks like Falcons want to take it through point right now. Proper is already there trying to get a setup behind. Falcons are going to swing, but this is going to be a much tighter angle for Merit to work with here. You can see Merit is very much stuffed in the corner, but Proper's making a little bit of space. He's forced to Suzu and gets out 19 HP. Now they're forcing the point. Aid and Merit going to take this duel. Aid on the back foot, but doesn't die either. Now pressure onto Sunjin. Kitsune rush trade, not in time to save Sunjin though. Suzu comes out. Chio has died through all of it. Merit has a bowler ready to go. He's thrown that one in. Doesn't catch anyone, but forces him to DP. Proper is 1 HP in the sky, but gets out close again. Merit still on this coast for point. AG win. Falcons C9.
AG, they don't just win, they win in dominant fashion. 2-0.
Oh. I thought Falcons were about to have that last fight. It looked like Merit was really getting them back into it. Everyone had to de-peek for a second when that bowler came through.
Oh, the AG kits are sick actually. Their kits look awesome. I like that. Yeah,
the jacket's doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, the jacket is the closer. It's like what Alcad wants to be, but AG is just executing it, you know?
Yeah.
Insane map 1. Like Hazard mirror or Hazard for both points. Hazard on fucking Sanctuary. What's going on there? Just outclassed really by Milgaru. His flexibility, his ability to play the wrecking ball, getting them over the line on the more open map. And then Hazard mirror was a dogfight, but I mean, an EMP fight pissed up the wall for Falcons. Can't be having that. Sonjin's doing so much as well. He's come a long way from losing in North America with Timeless.
Yeah, holding his own. That one whiffed blade, but everything else looked pretty good for it. And you saw a few times there where, even though it felt like Merit probably was getting a better evade in these duels, there was way more times where Milgaru and Sunjin were able to take Merit out of a fight or minimize his impact, compared to vice versa for someone getting onto Aid.
Yeah, someone just keeps winding up in the middle as well. He gets caught inside. He's trying to block some damage, but he's getting back shots all the while. Tough for them. I mean, Merit's trying his best, really. Merit's doing so much work every fight. Wide angles, kills the bowler over and over again. You're not seeing him get gapped by Aid, losing the duel, but it's just not enough. Like, Chio gets killed by Milgaru multiple times. Rough showing for Falcons on map 1. Possibly, you know, sign of things to come.
Yeah, sign of things to come. Thank you, OS Khan, as well, for the 15 months Prime. Welcome back. Someone saying bad meta for Falcons. I mean, potentially. I mean, Hazard isn't good for them, right? Wasn't a strong hero for Hanbin back when it originally came out. Doesn't look like a strong hero at all for someone either. Thank you, Sky Ficon, as well, for the 6 months tier 1.
I need to slot max really hard. I'll be back when the map starts.
Roger that. Alright, so... My god. Tricky for Falcons. Not a good start. You can kind of see it on their faces a little bit, can't you? Just a bit... anxious. Juvia successfully trained her successor. Should we do a mod version of Succession? Jubiok is the... Oh, what was his name? The Mogul. The Rupert Murdoch-esque one. Someone maps net negative? I think they might still be, yeah. Why did Prob not swap to Genji? Well, I think the Freya But sorry, the Sombra into the Freya makes sense. It feels like Logan Roy. Thank you, Mila. Thank you. Yeah, Juby is Logan Roy in this scenario. He's... Let's say, if I had to... let's see... I think Panda would be Shiv. Another round of marbles. Now, I imagine we're going to start quite promptly now we've had all these delays. You know, we'll just do like the bare minimum break. So we'll stick with it. Because these codes have to get us through the whole weekend as well, you know. So we're already 2 in. Haven't seen this show. Is it good to be Logan Roy? Yeah, you want to be Logan Roy in this situation, Juby. This is good. Basically, the like TLDR of Succession, the plot is... Logan Roy is a media mogul in charge of a big media empire. He has 3 children, and the 3 children are essentially competing to be his successor. Check on the Unter slop session. Was he slopping it too? What am I looking at? This guy thinks he's Tomathan. What's the... Oh, fuck. What's his name? I know who you mean. Kieran McCulkin's character is... Turn audio on.
Don't stop. Let's go. 3 knees.
What's it?
3.
Roman. Yes, Alpha. Thank you. Yeah.
2, 3.
I can't even match with her.
And then you get why is your head?
What is happening? Yeah, who would be Roman in this scenario? I feel like... Is Coleman Roman? Panda is Shiv. Coleman is Roman. What is this brain rot? Oh, Freya Band comes through as well. Hold on. I mean, does that mean... Arthur is Kendall? Yeah, okay. I think I can get behind that. You think Coleman should be Kendall? No? Maybe. It doesn't fit as well. I feel like Shiv and Panda fits nicely. I feel like Kendall Coleman, a bit harder. We're talking about Succession Musket. Alright, sorry, yeah, I wasn't locked in at all. Where are we? Someone remains in the roster. Where will we go in? I don't want to refresh because I'll lose sync with Max. It'll come up in a second. Let's crank for volume. Preds are open. People still believing in the Falcons. Alright, we go to Midtown. This is a choice from Falcons. Someone is in, starting on the defense, starting on the Orisa. Going to be a Farah Cass coming through. Obviously, Freya is banned as well as Kiriko. So Midtown, especially first point, but even second, very much map nap plays what I think most people describe now as like a Virtus Pro style, where you play this double flex backline. You play quite wide. So the Kiriko ban, we saw him ban Anna in map 1, right, to affect that AG backline. Now they're going to ban Kiriko in map 2, again to affect the AG backline, trying to make it a more comfortable matchup. But we can still see Lee Soo-min play a variety of heroes like the Alari or something instead, where he probably still has advantage over Chio. For now, though, Falcons, no Freya, going to be starting Cass, Farah, maybe expecting an Orisa mirror, but Milgaro is trying to one-up. It's a Sim and a Sigma. They want to go fast, a TP through. They're flipping over to the house already, trying to get a bit of space on the map, but Merit has found the opening pick. Takes Lee Soo-min's head before anything really happens. Wants to clear that up as well. They traded for Merit, though. There's a Sombra behind, but uncloaked and found. Reloader for Rockets and Proper will finish that one. Now player advantage too as an aggressive Sim and Lamp comes in. It does kill someone, but look at this power position for Proper. He is over the top right now. Nowhere to go, but they're still finding kills out of this HE. A rock onto the high ground. Proper has that healing pylon, but he's forced back. Now Maka can swing. Maka and Milgaru, somehow, they've survived all of that thanks to Maka's Lamp, and they're on to first point.
So quick, and I mean, look, Falcons, you've got to start to question someone being in the lineup in these matchups, no? Like, they put him in to start defense on Orisa? What are they thinking? It doesn't make sense. They know Harman's the better Orisa. They've seen someone struggle on the horse. Milgaru, he's going to rock the Sigma for first point and then swap over to Hazard. I think the Hazard might be a little bit more difficult for him here, rolling into the second point. But AG, I mean, they're still making swaps. Now they've made a swap that makes perhaps a little bit more sense. Luciano Winston go over the Orisa. Because if Orisa plays low ground and holds the car, you can just jump over the top and take the high ground from there. So AG, they're playing musical heroes. Milgaru looking like peak someone right now, and someone just one-tricking heroes map to map and getting caught out again and again. Why did AG ban Freya? It's crap at Freya. It makes perfect sense. Maka swings on the back high ground, anti-nade, just juicing damage the whole time, and Sunjin takes a kill on Merit.
Yeah, a couple of trades here. They've lost someone in the front line, but really someone shouldn't be allowed to trade in that scenario. You'd hope to be able to take everyone over the top. Maka's going to throw another nade out, dueling it out with the supports from long range, but not a lot of damage Fielder can really do in that situation. Milgaru can now just bubble this backline if he wants, clear him out, all the while the payload just moving forward. Nano boost available for Maka already.
Maka's got that nano and he can throw that onto Milgaru, go for the backline, but Falcons, they have really good counter ults. If Fielder can space enough to get his window off, the counter window could be huge. Someone actually tries to counter dive Milgaru, but full jump pack damage onto the Alari. It's a good land, but Chio, it's a Sunjax, it's a Luke Minnow, but it appears that in an attempt to keep pressing, Falcons have just taken over. Someone takes down Aid, and DPS both win duels, and AG, they've run out of steam. Chio's on Zen!
Chio's on Zen. The Tracer swap from Falcons did a lot of work there, because when they are playing a Lucio and a backline, you can move Urana around quite a lot, but in general, Urana does become a lot more vulnerable. Proper exploits that, gets the valuable trade. Trade's always so good on defense once you have spawn advantage, like the situation Falcons find themselves in now. They get the Zen out as well, which feels kind of greedy into this dive composition here, honestly, from Chio. He's literally dead already here. Fielder can't pocket him through that, and now potentially an opening. Someone's going to be forced back here. He has the Terror Surge, but AG, they're coming up to a load of their ults.
AG with this huge ult swing, it feels like they're just going to be able to take over. Falcons, they have their own ultimate. Someone's actually popped the Terror Surge up on the high ground already. Got Aid incredibly low. Aid slides in. Proper's chasing him. His backline might be able to connect the kill. He gets the Mega. Proper decides not to finish the duel. Comes out into main, perhaps listening to his teammates for a low target. Someone takes down Maka. Maka did not have ult, but Milgaru's traded Merit. Blade comes out. Oh, he misses it, but no, he will find the kill in the end. Lisa Min's fallen in the back, though. Aid pulls the clock and down. Someone will go down. Proper will fall as well. Chio in the back on Zenyatta, hiding for his life, actually peeks the overclock and kills the Sojin. Merit swings, pulls a clock for the swing. Chio runs out on the Zen. Proper's there, the lamp from spawn. Chio, Merit, they may just have done it. Lisa Min has booped him off the cup, but there's no C9 because someone is back. An outrageous clutch moment there from Team Falcons as they trickle onto the objective, and Chio, the man we are critical of for playing Zen, does it all.
Does it all? That pick actually opens the door. Merit sacrifices himself with a touch. Then Chio gets on. Fielder with the lamp from respawn. And all of a sudden, Falcons can retake this high ground. But part of the map that is good for their composition. And AG, they thought they had it. They invested 4 ultimates into that previous fight to lose it. Now Maka nearly has a nano again. But there's going to be answers to this. There's going to be a Transcendence very soon. And Sunjin avoids getting caught out on lower. But is Falcons in control right now?
Falcons are not just in control positionally, they have a huge ult bank to deal with this Nano Winston. AG, that was their turn last fight. Now, they are going to rely on some mistakes. They actually Nano Aid and have him go backline, hoping for a one-tap, and Milgaru somehow finds a kill on Merit in all of this. Chio dies with the Transcendence while being dived. Someone has traded Marker, but this time around, I think it's not going to be enough. 3 players on card. Someone does not yet have the Surge, and he's going to go down before he can build it to pop that on the card. Pulse Bomb comes out from Proper, but misses absolutely everybody. Fielder's pushing the Genji on the right, but he falls, and the cap goes AG's way in a hugely ult disadvantage fight.
Oh, they done all the hard work with that clutch, and yeah, all of Chio's good work ends up being undone by not getting that Transcendence off. They just send it now with the nano. You see Aid slides in super deep. They find the kills. And now Falcons, they've got Merit swapping onto the Sojin as well, and They have the Blade, they have the beat to push with AG, but Gio has the Transcendence to answer this, so it should be an okay situation for Falcons to hold. Pretty even as far as the ults go. Just need the Transcendence to actually come off this time.
If Cheer can get the Trank off once before they lose the map, I feel like it would be wonderful. Second and third point are both good points for the Zen, fundamentally. You can play very far out of dive range. You just need to actually use your ult when the dive does happen. Here we go now. Someone's stepping up. He's already popped his Fortify. Milgaro's jumping in on him. Someone's spinning back to safety. He has the Surge, but there's nothing to Surge indoors. Chio, he uses the Trank, but in a change of a twist of fate, Trank and Beat have been exchanged. Blade comes out from Sonjin, and someone is just holding his ult. Proper finds trades. I guess the trades do favor the defenders so heavily that someone is just trying to play his life. If Sonjin keeps pushing him, he might be wise to use ult here. He will take down Sonjin in the end. But honestly, that's a good play from Sonjin. He's forced out the Surge in a fight that AG already couldn't win.
Yeah, the trades were already causing him a lot of problems there, but someone just didn't want to risk it. If he dies there, then all of a sudden AG Spawn's going to come in before he is back. Difficult situation. Falcons now, they have Window, they have Pulse Bomb. These are not great ults at dealing with this next one. Yeah, Nano Clock, a Primal Rage to throw in as well. How on earth are they going to survive this? They need trades again, Falcons.
But look at this
Window
fight.
aggressively, actually. Lee Min-Min's going to die. They come in. Nano Genji onto Fielder, confirms this kill, looking for more. Someone is playing around with the elevator. Proper has found another trade, didn't even need the Pulse Bomb here. And AG, despite that Nano turn, they won't be able to find anything. Sunjin's good for his second kill onto the backliner. He's going to get a third as well, for what it's worth, but the problem is, it's not actually worth that much.
Oh, God, I feel like there's just no good answers for AG when the problem is proper chopping up your backline. You play the Lucio for Lee Min, but that's not his best hero, and you can see that Proper's exploiting that, always finding kills on backliners again and again. He's made the swap over to the Alari, trying to match the energy of playing for the long angle, but this is another squishy character that Proper can get on top of and find value. Aids up on the high ground, he slides over to the other high ground, which Falcons cannot contest because someone is flanking on Orisa. He walks into their backline, he's spotted, he uses spin, he can't find any squishies. Now he's blocked inside, Aid pulls the clock and finds a kill. Someone's going to go down as well. The flank gambit paying no dividends at all. That's dividend number 2 of the stream. And Aid is just sliding around in Falcons' spawn. There's almost no chance of a recontest at this point.
Yeah, Chio's going to die on point. They don't have too many great ults for this recontest. They're going to walk into Sunjin's Blade very soon as well. Kind of does he merit to do everything for him here. Expect Chio maybe to... Actually, Chio's too close to Transcendence. He can't even swap. So we're just going to do it on the slow comp, on the slow heroes, pushing into this Blade. Needs something from this overclock now from Merry. He pops it in main. Swinging left-hand side, body shot only. Milgaro comes to market. Here's the Blade over the top. Turning on to be a risk of the spear. Buy some time. Someone needs to touch. They trade Sunjin. Proper has the touch, but he needs help. Proper needs more out of this. Proper's found a kill. Phil's found a kill. They're holding on to it. Overtime. And once again, a last-minute clutch from Falcons. The trades are good. Gio doesn't get the Transcendence. Doesn't need it in the end. And really, so much of this defense was just saved by Proper finding trades in so many of these fights.
Despite someone and Chio's best efforts, Falcons have held. Really. You've got to hand it to Fielder and to Proper. Proper constantly finding these insane trades again and again. And Fielder putting in the work on BAP. Some really clutch lamps for their recontests and some really clutch kills for that final fight as well. Merit did not deliver with the clock. He didn't find that he one-taps. He got blocked by the Winston. But in the end of the day, you leave Proper alive in your backline for long enough, he is going to kill you all.
Really important value here as well. This version of a comp that Falcons are going to be playing as well should be trickier on the attack as well, just because you have to swing all these chokes where the enemy can set up high ground. It looks like AG are going to go for a slightly different version here with the Hazard Juno Brig instead. Choice really is for Falcons in terms of I'm expecting their backline to maybe just be a Juno Brig as well or something more akin to that.
Yeah, I think Orisa versus Hazard, it's not a bad matchup for Falcons. It's not like there's going to be some huge comp difference here on the first point. But with Falcons opting to play a double flex lineup, maybe they'll struggle a little bit. I think Fielder, he won't play the Brig yet. Juno Ana makes sense, but this is Chio and Ana we're talking about. Ana's not a fundamental... Maybe he's not going to stick it. Maybe he's just going to go for the sleep
it's
out
like
of
a sleep out
swap,
spawn,
yeah. That'd got to be right. There's no way he sticks that. You can play Ana on this point. You can play back of the map and pocket people. But yeah, there we go. They're going Lucio Juno. They're going all in.
Yeah, Sim TP out of spawn. See if Proper sticks it as well. We did see obviously Sim on the first point as well, and it seems like Falcons are going to invest in the Sim as well. We saw a TP to House come out from AG just to try and flip the map and move over to point. We'll see if they go for save. Actually, no, Proper's just going to swap Tracer, so they're just going to do it without the TP. Expect maybe a Brig Tracer to try and clear out on this left-hand side. For now, though, Proper is actually starting top as someone wants to swing in main. Spear goes wide, bit of a spin to take this fire truck position, but he's pushed back a little bit. Proper's made his way all the way behind from that top flank. Now a Spear onto Milgaru. He is getting forced back here. He needs to avoid the Orisa he can. Someone's going to take a bit more pressure onto the back line. Forces them all back. And Proper has this angle. Yeah, they're stuck in the alleyway now, but Aid's going to shoot his way out of it. Now he swings onto the fire truck. Power position. One more spin. But Falcons, they're all hiding behind this bus stop. They need Merit to take a bit of space. He's going to go left-hand side for a deeper angle. More truck damage onto Milgaru. He threatens Merit, but Milgaru has gone in. He's half HP. Speared out of a block. He's so low. It's a one-for-one trade only, though. Falcon's going to try and stabilize in the alleyway before pushing back out. Respawn's coming in. Someone is trying to close the distance. Spear out onto the Genji as well. Fighting this Brig. Pressure behind. Sunjin is getting marked by Chio as well. They try and double in. Actually, Lee Min has gone in swinging. He's got Rally. Chio doesn't have Rally yet. They're coming for the bash. Falcons need to be on the run. They're fighting him back, but it's actually Lee Min who's running away from Chio. Now Chio has the Rally. He's coming out, but headshot. No! Jax is it as he comes through. Huge opening for AG to come back into this fight, but Falcons, they're slightly closer to the ult. It's a one-for-one trade. Actually, player advantage for AG, sorry. Proper is behind with a pulse bomb, looking for his opportunity. Someone comes back out, shut down as he comes through, and AG, they deal with it. Rally value nowhere to be found from Chio.
Oh, such a game-losing mistake from Chio, eating a headshot from Aiden going down. Mind you, when he popped the Rally, someone was 95% on the Terror Surge. We've seen Ollie play. We know that the Surge Bash combo is so powerful, but they weren't playing for the combo. They were playing to win the scrap. So close to combos and giving it away. Falcons, this next fight, they have a huge ult bank, but so do AG. They keep losing in the neutral. Merit's over to the Surge, and Clock is pulled by Aid, and he's going completely wide, but he will find Fielder in the end with the help of someone. No Juno's available for either side. Blade comes out from Songjin, but he's able to dash out of the Terror Surge. No value from the Surge Ray, and that's just going to be Falcons wiped. Their ult bank depleted. Proper has a pulse, and that's all.
All they have. 1.5 minutes left on the clock as well, and Falcons are struggling. AG only have for downpour as well. And actually, he's going to take the hazard mirror now. So it's going to be more of a straight-up mirror. Proper sticking onto the tracer as he still has that pulse bomb. Milgaru looking for this downpour. Just drops it early, actually. Really early. Doesn't find anyone locked up, but does separate Merit. Someone's going to try and respond to that. But Sunjin gets the Mega. Everyone has flooded in to help Sunjin out of this, and someone's 1 HP. Has to back it out, but Falcons have stabilized a little bit. Now they can swing, but Merit can't connect. Now Rail, Chio is going to get involved. Back foot right now for 8. He's giving it up for Fielder. He gets traded in the back. Sunjin finds 2. Sunjin finds 3.
Oh my god!
He's cleaned up everyone dealing with Proper now as well. And Falcons, they have no choice but to reset again. I think Proper stayed behind.
Oh, after AG got out and were all boxed in on the left, they had a little push timing with Fielder just a little bit slow on it, maybe a bit too far back in main from the previous scrap, couldn't get himself out to the right top, and AG, they're able to just crash out onto their backline from the flank. They were boxed for a moment, but eventually being boxed in the corner turns into a flank if they try to push the other side. Aid's being peppered from behind, Proper's in the back, he's over to the Mega Health Pack now, trying to make people turn, but this is the last fight. Proper has a pulse bomb, could be a game-winning pulse bomb, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Hazards exchanging shifts in main, Proper touching the point, eyeing off Lee Min, trying to line aside Aid as best he can. Someone's gone down. We got to be careful. Lee Min, he's got that Rally, Proper. Be careful, mates. Pulse bomb available. Someone's on the point instead. Someone is looking for a target. Lee Min pulls the Rally, and someone goes down. It's a 4v4, and AG, they have the respawn advantage. Lee Min, he blocks the pulse bomb and drops it onto his own face. Proper's taking down Marker in all of this as well. Touch!
Proper has done it again for Falcons. He's now onto Aid as well. Aid's going to have no escape from this one, surely. And Proper kills both of the backliners. A little bit of help from Lee Min with that one, but Proper gets the job done. And at the moment, he is single-handedly keeping Falcons in this midtown.
Falcons genuinely being backpacked beyond belief by Proper. Merit, Fielder, you know, there were some honorable mentions on the defense, but here on the offense, it is quite literally the Proper show and the Proper show only. Someone has found no value with the one ultimate that he's charged so far. He's been slow to cook up this second downpour. Proper working his way through the right flank right now. This is really the free push zone. This is where Falcons just play behind, push the card up into main, wait until AG are a little bit closer. But AG, they're not going to wait. They're going to go deep with the blade. They don't find value. Merit counters it out with Chio's Rally. It's a one-player advantage, and AG, they've got their hazard stuck behind. Milgaru, there's no working your way out of this one, mate.
Eco fight, I think. There, yeah, they kind of just went with the blade. They traded for the rally overclock. So not too bad, all things considered. Need to be careful not to get a trade hit. Mac has actually found Fielder in all of this. Really frustrating one for Falcons after that, because Fielder has the Ray as well. So now all of a sudden, this next ult fight, they need to wait for Fielder before they can commit to it. It's going to be both Rays and both downpours, but crucially, Ada's going to have the overclock to potentially combine with that Ray in this next fight.
Yeah, not having Merit's clock for the high ground for this long angle is a little bit of a shame for Team Falcons, but they have good ultimates. They have the Ray. They go for an early Ray. Someone swings the side but does not use the wall. Counter downpour into the backline. He slips into his own team's Ray. He walls Lee Soo-min inside, but Lee Soo-min is surviving inside the Ray while being booped in with the wall. Ada's pulled the clock, but it's Sonjin collecting all the kills, and Team Falcons, big push there. They used Ray. They used downpour. Proper used a pulse somewhere in the mix, and they found nothing. AG only used the Ray for that one? No, they used Aid's clock as well. Wake up.
Yeah, clock as well, yeah. It's going to be a rally advantage for Lee Soo-min coming to this next one. Fielder coming back now. Fielder keeps swapping hero. I don't know what he's up to. Is he just trying to give people more speed rings out of spawn, I guess? Every second counts right now, as they only have 32 seconds left. They need to make this next one work. They are walking into Lee Soo-min's rally as well. So Falcons, they need to try and get the last bit of this Chio rally, and they have to just try and win the neutral before that. They have to touch point throughout all of it. Proper is probably going to be responsible for most of that. You can see he's just tapping it now. Sunjin has eyes on that. Proper's going to be forced out to the Mega early. 14 seconds left. Chio still needs 15% in his rally.
Need to charge up that rally. Sonjin blocking the cart, receiving packs from Lee Soo-min on the high ground. Lee Soo-min has that rally. Got to be careful with your step here, Falcons. Lee Soo-min, he pops the rally. He bashes deep, but he doesn't find anything. But oh my god, Aid has the best angle in the world. It's a massive snare. Chio's dead. He popped the rally, and it's another rally. Jack's Proper. He touches the point. He peels the enemy team back. But how much more can one man do? It's a 3v5. Proper's going to go down. Fielder has died. And Falcons, 0-2 versus AG. Sub in Harmden. They're only playing Harmden heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, big picture, there's a real argument if there's a time to, like, take these risks and just keep forcing someone in on heroes he's less comfortable on. These are the lower stake games, but come on, you're 2-0 down now. If there's a time for Harmden, it is now, right? Someone's had his maps, he's lost his maps. Take the Orisa Mirror, get Harmden in, see if that can change the fortunes, because it's a long way back now for Falcons.
Yeah, no, there is a very long path ahead of them, so this is an absolute disaster. Really, a disaster for Team Falcons. They've gone down so early, so much, and I don't know what to say. I feel like it's just a brutal situation for them to be in.
I'm being told the record is 4-8 currently for someone in maps.
Oh heavens. He's a winner, just not in OWCS Korea, apparently.
I think we're going to need to get the checkbook out again if I'm Falcons right now. We need a couple more players to get ourselves out of this one.
We're going to have to buy another player. We've just not enough.
Alright, I'm grabbing a drink.
Alright, I'm going to keep playing the slot game.
트레 잡았어. 저도 잡으면 이겨. 이겼어. 깔끔하고. 미친놈이야 너. 오, 나이스.
4. Just the countdown finishes. Alright, people still believing in Falcons. Did we see the sub? Quick check of the monitor position. Hanbin is in. Alright. Runa's happy? Yeah, Runa's happy. If you remember, even when Falcons lost to... Was it Zeta Division? If my memory serves me correctly. They went to Runa's happy, Hanbin was in, and they just dominated that map. So, potentially here, I think maybe... What do I want to do? Do I want to protect the Orisa? Potentially. Could also ban the Juno here. I don't know. I don't think they've used it already. Falcons. Ban the Juno, force a Kiri Lucio or something. Obviously, you have to bear in mind, Lee Min, wow, a menace on the Kiri. And actually played... Normally, Brig is seen as a weaker hero for Lee Min, but I think he's actually done really fine on it. Here we go. Yeah, Hanbin in. That's a big move. The button has been pushed. The bin button. She got a single. Yeah, it was two. Was it 2 Rally Jaxes? Rally Jax on the first point. Rally Jax in that final fight. And then the Transcendence, he didn't get it off on the second defense. He did get it off after that. Ilari Jax, yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Sun Jax. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Desperation. So maybe a Juno ban, I'm thinking, for Falcons here. Could be a Freya ban as well. Okay. So Freya ban as well probably forces Genji in this Orisa mirror. It depends if AG, do they swap it up? Ban Orisa, I think, if I'm AG. Force a Hazard mirror? Yeah, ban Orisa, force a Hazard mirror. Not the strongest hero for Hanbin either. Does he go Mauga or something instead? It certainly would be in the Falcons' wheelhouse to go Mauga. I think it's a good ban from AG. I think both bans make sense. AG, though, forcing it away from the Orisa mirror is really good. Should Falcons have protected it? I guess is the obvious counter question here. Should they have protected Orisa? Maybe even banned Hazard or something? And then just taken the Freya matchup? I think Merit has been playing really fine on the Freya. As much as Aid has got a lot of praise over these first couple of weeks for his ability on Freya. Felt like that opening map when we saw on Busan. Give Merit the edge on that one. So maybe shouldn't be too scared of it. Maybe they're more worried about the fact that it would maybe force a Sombra mirror. And that's not as good for Proper as the Genji mirror obviously will be. See the prediction swinging slightly more in Falcons' favour. But they've given them such a hole to dig themselves out of now, Falcons. Sunjack sounds like a cereal. Get your Sunjack's breakfast. They've set up a slingshot. I mean, a tried and tested theory in many ways. But also, a lot of the tests have actually failed recently. So maybe it's been tried, it's been tested. But the results aren't actually overwhelming for the slingshot so far. Is there a way to see win percentages? I don't know if they still do it. They used to bring up... Maybe they would have done it before this, but they used to bring up the win percentages on screen. But I think you're very much right. I think this was the map they won against Crazy Raccoon. I think this is a great map for Falcons, but obviously normally on the Orisa. Do you ban Freya to force Mauga? I think they banned Freya to force Genji, because by banning Freya, the Genji becomes more valuable than the Sombra in a lot of situations, so they get proper on his best hero. But they would have preferred to play Orisa Like, if they had their choice, Falcons, they would just take Orisa, Genji, Juno, Brig, Mirror, or Kiryu Mirror, or something like that. In the Orisa ban from AG, obviously, a good disruption ban in all of this. So now I think Mauga would be my choice if I'm Falcons, rather than the Hazard Mirror.
Yeah. I think Hammond 100% Mauga's here.
Yeah, he locks it in immediately, so looking like we're going to get that. Sunjin on the Sombra to begin with, potentially as well. But the Freya ban very much to enable proper on this Genji where he can. So Juno Brig in terms of backlines. Hanbin has come in to save the day, which is becoming really just part of his weekly routine here at Falcons.
Yep, put someone in for a few maps. He loses 3. Oh, he loses 8 of them. He wins 3 of them. And then you put Hanbin in to try and claw it back from the brink. Hanbin on the Mauga, Milgaru on the Hazard. This is perhaps a matchup that I feel the Mauga is ever so slightly favoured. But honestly, Milgaru's been on fire today. And it's good to play Hazard into a Juno Brig comp. Because those are vulnerable supports, the Brig especially. First fight taking place here, and Hanbin is wasting no time at all. He pins straight over to the side and boxes the backline down onto the slope. In fact, Marker is going to be caught by Proper, but Merit will be caught in kind. And here's the Hazard. Hazard versus Brig boxes him in. Counterpin from... Oh god, the counterpin doesn't even matter from Hanbin. All the Falcons are dead.
It looks so good for Falcons. Hanbin really puts that backline under early pressure, gets a bit of burn damage onto Maka, sets up a kill for Proper. All looking good. But Milgaru gets that separation of the backline, takes down 2 himself, and then all of a sudden, AG are able to swing it back. And now Falcons, 1 fight and done. Hanbin has gone on to the Hazard now for the Mirror, and this has to be a matchup that favours Milgaru. Sunjin onto the Genji as well, which should favour Proper, but I feel like Falcons may be now in a situation again where they're going to have to rely on Proper to drag them through this map.
Really going to need Proper to drag them over the finish line at this point, folks. You gotta watch it with these bits. I'm gonna read the alert box. Hanbin, he steps up to the point to stop the checkpoint going through, and we're actually gonna see Lee Soo-min take a hell of a lot of damage. Chia also takes down Sonjin. Perhaps that was assisted by Proper in the side. Downpour comes out from Milgaru. 8 swings on that Downpour, catches Merit, but everyone from AG is so very low. But Low is not dead, and Falcons are starting to trickle down. Proper's fallen, the carry is dead. Hanbin needs healing, and both of his healers are alive, but he needs a closer. And without Proper there to finish a kill, it's just going to be AG taking the fight from a deficit.
AG, they just can't seem to lose right now. The opening Downpour didn't find all that much, but they never shut down A during any of this. So A just was able to get a couple of picks, trade themselves back into the fight, and now it's checkpoint plus for AG already. Only 2 minutes gone. Support ult's coming up for both teams. Gia's going to rally to turn on Milgaru, and Milgaru is in a lot of trouble. Gets around the corner, though. Good protection from Lee Soo-min. The counter rally holds strong. Now the overclock from Aid in the back, though. Just sniper position. Can't find any kills. One final swing. Only damage, though. Now the Razor up. Chance to swing back. Merit is hopelessly far away from his overclock already. Ray comes back, though, and the Ray does get the job done. Maka's not able to respond to that, and it will be a clean fight eventually for Falcons.
It's a classic Proper moment there, as soon as he has an advantage, he just keeps on pushing and face fucks everybody in the lobby. So now, we're coming up on a Proper Blade and a Hanbin Downpour. This is a nice little combo. One of these 2 ultimates will force out all of the skills out of AG, and then the next ult should come up trumps. Proper could open with the Blade, force out that Ray, and then go for a nice Downpour when everyone's balled up. Actually a flank from AG, and that might just catch Merit. Countered Downpour, but not sure that he's caught anyone. And Proper, he is now fighting Sonjin with the Blade. Good for 1, Hanbin good for a second over in main. Falcons, 2 ults for 1, and they will take this fight. Just need to avoid trades, and it looks like they're good for that right now.
Yeah, just for Juno left to worry about, and the Hazard, both low HP, will get finished off, and Falcons with a chance to swing back here. Managed to win that fight into the Ray as well, which that should have been the really tricky one.
Ew.
Now, very reasonable situation. 1 ult versus 1 ult, overclock versus Blade. Sunjin, his Blades have been successful so far in this series, but really it's felt very risky at all of them. A couple of them nearly going wrong. Now he's going to have to try and get it done against Merit's overclock.
Good space for Falcons to fight with the overclock, but Merit's a bit close. Blade is pulled, and everyone goes down. Trade onto Sonjin while he's blading, but the Downpour was enough to take down Merit. Still clutchable for Team Falcons, but they're not going to go for the clutch. They're just going to play behind. Fielder, spot of bother, running around in main, getting staggered out. Proper's also fallen to aid over on the flank. Bit disastrous for Team Falcons there. They did have the old deficit, but everyone was so close for Sonjin. He just found that blade angle right away.
Yeah, won a little bit of that trade on the side fight and then just pops it immediately. The wall as well sets up that blade so nicely from Milgaru. Blocks off Chio, so no escape for him. They tried to break the wall, but it wasn't quick enough for Falcons. Now Rani for Chio coming back, and there is an advantage situation here, but Merit needs to be careful. Left behind. Merit needs a lot of help, but Chio's only got eyes to go forward. Now he turns to pack and heal up his DPS. They did catch aid with that rally, and the rest of AG, they're all over the place right now. The Pele's just moving away. Hambin doesn't need these kills, but they've lost Fielder. They chase Fielder to the ends of the earth. It's 4v4. AG are all behind. Wall off onto Proper. They've got rid of the spawns now. AG still have a lot of people behind. Hambin's going to come back to try and deal with this now. Chio's in a lot of trouble. Milgar is half HP as well. Rally comes out. Bash towards it. Catches Chio with that one. Lands it in his face. Hambin's trying to get back around the corner, but he's got everyone over him. Milgar has walled him off as well. And AG, good for it. They managed what was a very messy situation quite well. And Falcons are on the back foot.
Yeah, as soon as AG go down, they find the isolated player, they find that trade, and Falcons, maybe they should have just gone and fought in main, to be honest. They should have just kept on flipping the cart, trying to drag it away, play with outfielder, because trying to turn around, pinch them between everyone. Aid pulls the clock up in main. He's so deep on the right-hand flank, but he's missing everything. And Proper, hot on his heels, finds the trade. Blade angle available, but they might not even need it. Cart continues to roll, though, and Proper has to dash over there just to block the objective. Lee Soo-min in a bit of trouble, but Marker fucking trades Fielder. Ray comes out, and Falcons, every ult in the bank, and they've let it slip. How was Fielder traded?
How on earth? It just looked like it was cleaning up a backline on the point type situation for Falcons, but then Maka, Lee Soo-min, they find the trade. All of a sudden, they win the fight off Nat Ray. It cost them an ult, sure, but Falcons struggling to get out of their spawn. They're coming back right now. They have 4 ultimates, nearly 5, but they've lost Fielder again. Sunjin's just walked in and killed 2. No response at all. Hambin is locked up. The downpour. Sunjin booming him through. Chio is 1 HP on point. They have all the ults, Falcons, but it's too little, too late. They're at the spawn once again. They're gonna have to use so many ults just to get out of their doors here.
The touch is already difficult. I'm not sure. Merit might have to slide on and suicide touch. The card is so far. He's not going to have to do it. It's not that far. All right. Touch comes through. Merit pulls the clock in the back. Blade from Sonjin. Merit hits the shot, but the headshot wasn't fully charged. Someone has stolen the card in all of this. Watch the card for Team Falcons. Sonjin is slicing and dicing. Proper is low, but not low enough, and he will take down Sonjin. Card is being stolen by Harnden right now, and Team Falcons, they're finally trading out favorably in spawn. Proper won't be traded out by a wave of Peters. That's not his style. He's good for a kill onto Marker now, and finally Falcons, they've found their way back into this one. They've won a fight and they've not used every single ult to do it, but AG, they have the rally to counter the blade. They have a faster Ray, but Aid, crucial pick there, and close spawn's disabled as well. Falcons needed this. It's time to put Avril Theory to the test, Xavier.
100 meters on the board. We all know what that means. Proper still has the blade, but Lee Soo-min has the perfect counter before this rally. He can rally, just save it for Bash. Big task for Proper. Ooh. Dink comes in onto Sunjin. Falcons are taking a lot of space for free. Yeah, they're just going to get checkpoint here, so Falcons will be happy with that for now. All eyes to Proper. He's got the blade ready to go. He's got eyes on Lee Soo-min as well. Rally comes through. Proper's in big trouble, but Pedos will finish him off. Now they come through. Merit's going to fall as well. But Rally's just going to clean everything up. And Falcons, they get checkpoint at least. They get a bit of progress. But it's still a long way back. Only 2 minutes left.
Crucially, Harnden has died late, a different respawn wave to the rest of his team. I'm not sure whether or not he will find that close spawn. Oh, has he got it? Has he got it? He will get it. He just gets the close spawn, so Falcons, they'll be able to take a faster fight. There is a blade available for Proper, but Marker now has the Ray. You can blade inside that, but Aid's going to pull the clock in response. Proper's gone for a flank, and he's been caught! He's been walled off by Milgaru! They needed Proper, and now they've got nothing. Ult deficit, player deficit, Cart steamrolling forward. Get out of there, Harnden!
Oh, Chio's not getting out of this. He's so close. Lee Soo-min is in his face. Overclock, they're still pushing with this. No kills just yet. Ada's still swinging forward. Hambin is going to body block a lot of that, but he's taken so much damage. The body is not enough to block all the damage. They're pushing forward. Chio under more pressure. Disruptor shot to finish the job. They're pushing all the way through. Proper, he has to clutch. He gets one trade deflect. Only one from Proper, though. They're going to keep pushing this one forward. It was 141 meters as well. It's hard. Can they touch? They can't touch. It's a full push. 3-0 for AG, and Falcons have been swept.
A dominant performance coming out from AG against one of the top dogs in Korea. I mean, Falcons have looked rocky this stage, but this is another level. This is absolute domination from AG. Did AG 3-0 or get 3-0'd by T1 recently? They lost. They
3-0'd
had a bad
T1.
loss recently, didn't they?
No,
Or are
they had
undefeated.
no. AG are actually undefeated. They had that 3-2 against Old Ocean last week, which they really, honestly, should have lost.
Ah, that's right.
But they still technically won, so they remain unbeaten.
Old Ocean greater than Falcons?
Yes, the cycle of ownage tells us this has to be true. Unbelievable. Yeah, because
This AG roster.
and this is without, you know, when they lost Who Are You, they lost Gultech as well. Those were meant to be the key pieces that would see some kind of AG fall off here. But really, the core of this team is so strong. Yeah, Pepe left as well. Really, you talk about stage 1 way and you're like, well, it was a Genji meta, right? Who Are You did so much. They did get to play all that Sigma and Pepe did so much. Gultak seems to be coach of the stage so far. They have all these things, they lose all these things, but they weren't key at all. They were just periphery for cherries on top. The core of this roster, beating all these top teams, unbeaten in Korea, aid with player of the match. Probably should have been Milgaru, to be honest. Maybe even Sunjin.
Could have been Sonjin as well,
Yeah.
Just everyone dominating, everyone putting in the work. Huge performances across the board. You can't just put it all down to Aid having a Freya diff at this point. Merit seemed to be matching him at many different points, but across the board, just they did better. Lee Soo-min consistently finding more value than Chio, and on Brigitte too, on Lucio, on Midtown, a map where typically you would expect if Lee Soo-min gets stuck on Midtown, they're doomed. But Fielder and Chio being outclassed by these new generation support players, Lee Soo-min and Marcus stepping up to the plate and showing that they really are worth it. Sonjin as well, someone where last year scrapping it out. Dogfights in North America. Maybe he came second once. Was it the stage where they came second? Might have been with Sonjin.
Yeah,
But Sonjin, he re-rolled over to Flex DPS and he's just dominating. He's going toe-to-toe with Proper.
Got to give Lee Soo-min a lot of credit in all of this as well, because you look at the way Falcons have structured their bans, it was to target the backline of this AG lineup. They're normally so good on Anakiri, and we've sung Lee Soo-min's praises multiple times on the Kiriko, but always thought, once he's forced onto Lucio, once he's forced onto Brig, he's not the same level of player, especially against someone like Chio, who really is the Brig guy in a lot of these situations. But today, it was all Lee Soo-min on the Brig. Falcons' first 2 bans, they target the Ana, they target the Kiri. They want to force this backline onto less comfortable compositions, but they just beat Falcons at their own game in the backline.
Do we even talk about the tanks?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Steely6, thank you very much for the tier 1. I think I heard the noti and just mentally blocked you out. I don't know why. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Parasocial Friends Club. Appreciate that.
yeah, credit to Milgaru as well. On every hero, I think the Runa Sapi, the Orisa ban, perfect, right? Forces the Hazard mirror, then all of a sudden, Milgaru can beat both Falcon tanks on Hazard, and we saw so much good play. Individual, you know, just can he go in and find the kills in these important moments? Yes. But all of these wall usage felt perfect. When they used an ultimate, when Sunjin used Blade, there was a wall cutting off the Blade target. Whenever they were in these scraps on the side fight in the room, how many times was Milgaru there with a wall to interrupt that and swing it in their favour? And really, that Runa Sapi, there were plenty of fights they should have lost, but they just won every clutch as well. Just full confident play, trusting each other, investing the ults in these down situations, still winning the fight. And Falcons can never recover.
No, I mean, they're so decisive. These moments where they choose to flip behind the enemy team, push and pull, constantly able to win on the side, win by flanking and catching kills on Fielder. I think that Runa Sapi, you've got to give the MVP to Sonjin. The amount of times that he killed Fielder on that map, absolutely game-winning stuff from him. Clutch fights where he's turning it by deflecting a wave of pedos back on to Fielder and taking him down. Final fight, Fielder has the Ray, Sonjin flanks, and without Blade kills him in the neutral.
He got 2 in
Milgaru
that
was
fight,
probably
right?
there for the pinch. Yeah, he did. And then afterwards, Proper pulls the Blade. Proper very nearly kills him, but on 14 HP, he wins the trade.
Yeah, I mean, you literally can't ask for more. And yeah, team diff is the easy answer here. Everyone outplaying their counterpart. Even with no Proper, went through a series of heroics on Midtown. Actually, Sunjin had the better Genji on that Runa Sapi. And Falcons talks about these not being the important series, right? They'll still qualify for the playoffs. They'll still have their shot there, and those are the real important games to qualify for the Esports World Cup. But the hole's getting bigger for Falcons, because the addition of Merit and someone were meant to make them an even better super team, an unbeatable force to conquer Crazy Raccoon once and for all. Right now, they can't conquer anyone. Is this back-to-back losses as well? They lose to T1, they lose to AG. When was the last time Falcons had back-to-back losses?
It's really looking like Falcons, like they might have to fight not only for third place, not only at the LCQ, but they might not even have a spot at the Esports World Cup. If there's no patch between now and the LCQ, it feels like there's a real chance that they could be outclassed by Way, or rather by AG, by Crazy Raccoon, by Zeta Division, and by T1. The level in these top 5 teams in Korea is out of this world. It is such a high level of play. Like, we saw T1 take down Crazy Raccoon last week. And T1, the only match that they lost was to Way. And that was because out of respect, everyone was still playing Winston. But now, you see, Hazard is dominant. Orisa is dominant. Who's got an insane Hazard in Korea? Dongak, he's good for that. Who has an insane Juno Brig lineup? T1's backline. Like, they are good for a meta like this. And Zeta Division, again, perfectly positioned for this. They've got Burner, who's perhaps one of the best, if not the best, Hazard and Orisas in Korea.
Yeah.
And if these are the meta-defining tanks in the Korea region, it's really bad news for Team Falcons. This isn't just a case of like, oh, they might not be top 2. It's not even a top 3. It's not even a top 4. They could be the 5th place team. And if they're the 5th place team, only one team makes it out of the LCQ. Only 3 teams make it out of Korea to EWC. Could you imagine the embarrassment of Team Falcons not making it?
That's outrageous. I'm being corrected as well. They did beat T1. It was Zeta they lost to that I'm thinking of. I'm conflating because T1 beat Crazy Raccoon last week is what I'm thinking of. But still though, desperate situation for Falcons. Someone doesn't look comfortable. Winston, not really playable. I'm surprised, honestly, in some of these situations, they don't even just try putting someone on Sigma instead of it. Like, force a bit of a tank swap game. That's where someone's bread and butter. That's where he really made his name for himself in Florida Mayhem, right? It's an Orisa meta. Can we just play Sigma instead or something? I don't know.
Well, we saw that for all of 1 point from Milgaru. He was the one playing musical heroes. Well, oh, there's that kill from Sonjin in the final fight. Just comes in from the top. Wave of pedos, 2 kills in the neutral without even pulling the blade. Unreal. And yeah, I think the fact that someone isn't leaning into or isn't able to lean into his flexibility enough is very telling for the issues that they might be facing here. Because if you wind up on Sigma, Milgaru's just going to swap Winston, you know? There are options here. You can't just play this swap game and be better than everyone all the time. When someone was playing the swap game to win Overwatch League, there were like 2 heroes that were meta. It was Sigma...
Orisa
was it
and
only
Ryan.
Sigma, actually? Yeah,
It was Sigma, Orisa, and Ryan. And that was what
But no
someone
one was
had.
playing the
He would be
Ryan.
willing to swap Ryan when the other teams' tanks wouldn't, you know, to counter out the Sigma. But
yeah, now ball is important, and someone is known to not have a particularly good ball of all the main tanks, whereas Milgaru can play ball, Dorak can play ball, Junbin can play ball. Unfortunately, in the case of Burner, he's up shit creek without a paddle with regards to his ball. But end of the day, this is a difficult situation for Falcons, where their tank line flexibility, even with someone, is hurting them. The meta heroes just don't line up for them.
yeah, because there's no, you can't, obviously, like, I think, say they just played Hanbin the entire series, right? It feels different, because what we saw there was Hanbin comes in for 1 map and the Orisa is banned. If we're in a Orisa mirror on that Rena Sappy, obviously we've seen Falcons do great work there before. So once it comes to crunch time, I'm sure we'll see Hanbin in the lineup more regularly. And they also have these problems where, you know, Proper was missing last week, Stalker's missing this week. They don't have the full wave of their lineup available. But they also didn't have Merit and someone in stage 1, and they were doing better than this. You know? Like, they found success without these players, but the meta is just leaning away from them now.
I'm really surprised to see Harmon swap off the Malga in the first fight, to be honest, because it felt like he did a lot in that first fight. He essentially set up the kill. The problem was just Chio getting caught out by the Hazard. And, I mean, Lucio was available as well, but I suppose they don't want to play the Lucio with the Genji. They really want to keep the Brig for the Genji so they can keep pocketing Proper, keep winning that side fight. But ultimately, they just wound up in a situation where their comp, they felt the need to match, and they're playing into the enemy team's hand. Harmon, not the Hazard guy, winds up needing to play Hazard, and Milgaru completely outclasses him.
Yeah, well, because a few people were asking, why didn't they protect the Orisa if it was so important? And we did mention it before, as like, maybe they're going to come to regret this. But in reality, they banned Freya instead, because this forces teams less likely to play Sombra instead play Genji, right? And then you get proper on Genji, and then he should, well, in theory, be able to get through a lot of work, even though Sunjin actually had the better of that Runa Sapi. But I think the original theory was, okay, well, if they do ban Orisa, we can play Mauga, and we'll just be happy with that matchup. But they gave up after one fight. So it seems like they had, whatever idea they did have, it didn't last more than a minute before they started second-guessing themselves and changing it. So, I mean, that happens, right? When you're in a team that's struggling, a team that's losing series, dropping maps that they shouldn't, all of a sudden you do start to second-guess your decision-making, your comps, what you're playing. Do you need to swap this? Do you need to change this? And I think we're seeing that from Falcons right now, because I think you're right, but Mauga didn't seem all that bad. Like, it was just Milgaru just wins a 1v2 where he can kill the Sojin and Brig, right? If that shouldn't be allowed to happen, and it won't happen 9 times out of 10. But they just, yeah, immediately swap off for Mauga. Seem to be struggling for confidence, struggling for compositions that really favour their players. Even though, again, this is the Falcons super team. It should be unstoppable. Wait, can you still hear me, Max?
All right, he
Oh,
messaged me. What did
hello?
he say? Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, everything just died for all of a couple of seconds, and then it all came back. I don't quite know what that was, but we're back.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone for everyone. Yep. But he's back for everyone too.
I survived.
Oh god, Pirate's still playing, man. Chat, has he won a game yet?
Hey, hold on. Bear with me. If you're watching on YouTube, you actually can't hear this right now because I think YouTube has decided to off itself out of respect.
Classic respect moment.
Just restarting YouTube now. So if anyone was watching on YouTube and has just come here to ask what's happened to the YouTube stream, it's coming back as we speak. Come on, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, bud. Arthur says, I was sweating, I thought I broke something. Arthur's first day as a mod, and he breaks the stream. Thanks, Arthur.
Oh, Arthur. Congrats on the elevation to moderator, mate.
You're now in an elite club.
Yeah, Xavier took away my green sword a long time ago to ban me, and he never felt to give it back. He realized I was snoozing his ads.
Back.
Oh. What am I going to do with it? I'm not going to moderate your chat. Like, doesn't mean a lot to me.
Honestly,
you know? It's like,
the only thing I ever think when I see like the mod options, thank you into Tiny Flames for 4 months. The only thing I think when I see your mod options is just when it comes up with the option to snooze ads, and I'm like, this will rile him right up.
It's like sometimes Funny Astro comes into the stream when I'm like really ad maxing and I've got a high view count, and he snoozes my fucking ads, dude. Like, he's the only guy with the gall to do it. Like, it's like if anyone snoozed my ads that wasn't Daniel, they'd insta fucking lose their little green sword. You know, like you don't mess with a man's income. Like, it's not acceptable.
Well, the
There was
fact
a
that he
time
keeps
when,
getting
you know,
away with it as well means he's correctly read the situation.
Exactly. Nowadays he stopped snoozing them and he just leaves the stream.
He just gives up. He's a beaten man.
You get paid if you're a CX mod by donations. That's because
You do?
Xavier wants a good mod team. Xavier wants to give back to the community. I'm not about that. That's why I have a bunch of mods that don't moderate.
Just there's a presence, but they're not doing anything.
That's why, like, you know, 50% of the time the Preds don't close, and the other 50% of the time the Preds will never open.
The perfect system.